Have you ever sat in silence yet felt your mind louder than the world outside? It's late at night. You're scrolling endlessly, searching for answers. The clock ticks past midnight. Your body aches for rest, but your thoughts refuse to stop spinning. At work, every decision feels like walking blindfolded. In family matters, love and frustration collide, leaving you restless. And beneath the surface, you carry an invisible weight. Regret, self-doubt, and that subtle whisper. Am I walking the right path? It feels like dragging emotional garbage from yesterday into today, only dressed in new clothes. The compass of your soul seems covered by fog. You bow in prayer, you rise, yet the questions remain. Where am I going? What does God want from me? But pause for a moment. What if clarity was never about controlling tomorrow? What if it was about aligning with something eternal, here and now? Ibn Arabi once said, "When the heart becomes clear, it reflects the real like a perfect mirror." So the question is, how do you polish this mirror? How do you clear the fog and unlock guidance? This journey is not about escaping the world. It's about carrying 3 keys that Ibn Arabi left us. Keys that open doors hidden in plain sight. The journey begins. What are the 3 keys to divine clarity? Do you ever feel like life keeps circling back to the same problems? Ibn Arabi described the ego as a labyrinth. Imagine long corridors, twists and turns, each promising an exit. You chase after wealth, status, control, yet each path loops you back into confusion. You may pray for wealth but find yourself drowning in anxiety. You may chase recognition yet feel emptier with every applause. That's the labyrinth, the ego's endless game. In history, even rulers and scholars were trapped. Ibn Arabi witnessed kings seeking power while losing peace. He saw scholars arguing endlessly, but their hearts still restless. The labyrinth looks different for each person, but the result is the same. Endless spinning, like a wheel turning in sand, moving but going nowhere. Here's the first key: recognizing the labyrinth itself. The moment you see it, you begin to rise above it. Awareness is the first crack of light. So ask yourself, what corridor am I lost in? Whose approval do I chase? What fears keep me circling? The labyrinth will not end by running faster. It ends by stepping out, toward clarity. What if clarity was not something to find outside, but something to polish inside? Ibn Arabi compared the heart to a mirror. When covered with dust, anger, envy, pride, it reflects nothing clearly. But with prayer and remembrance, the dust falls away. When polished, the mirror reflects the attributes of God: compassion, patience, wisdom. Suddenly you see reality more clearly, not as your ego wishes, but as the soul perceives. One of Ibn Arabi's students once confessed, he prayed for his enemy to change. Yet over time, prayer revealed that his own anger was the true obstacle. His enemy was a mirror, showing him what he needed to heal. Think of it like cleaning glass. Don't create light by cleaning. It was always there. You simply let it pass through. The second key, then, is polishing your inner mirror. Every bow in prayer, every moment of gratitude, every act of patience removes another layer of dust. So ask, what dust clouds my vision today? What reflections am I ignoring? Your heart is already designed to reflect the real. The work is not to invent light, but to uncover it. Have you ever been lost, yet found your way by trusting a compass? Ibn Arabi spoke of the fitrah, the soul's natural compass pointing toward God. Even when storms rage, the compass doesn't lie. But most people trust the waves instead of the needle. The compass whispers through silence, prayer, and presence. It guides not through shouting, but through stillness. Think of a sailor in a storm. The waves scream for attention, but the compass quietly points north. If the sailor trusts the waves, he is lost. If he trusts the compass, he reaches shore. Your inner compass works the same way. Decisions may confuse you, fears may blind you, but beneath it all lies a steady orientation. Ibn Arabi urged seekers, do not abandon the compass. He himself lived through wars, exile, betrayal, but he trusted the inner direction of the heart. The third key, then, is surrendering to this compass. You align by prayer, by pausing before reacting, by asking, what direction brings me closer to the real? Every soul carries this compass. The only question is, are you reading it or ignoring it? What if life itself was already a sacred book waiting to be read? Ibn Arabi taught that every event, joyful or painful, is a verse. Each moment unveils meaning, if you read it with clarity. He called this unveiling cash. When you lose a job, when a friend betrays you, when a child smiles, these are not random. They are verses in the cosmic text, written for you to reflect on. Even in exile, Ibn Arabi read hardship as divine handwriting, not blind fate. Where others saw chaos, he saw hidden order. Imagine your life as a book with living ink. Each page arrives daily. The question is, are you skimming or are you reading deeply? The fourth step of clarity is recognizing life itself as revelation. Nothing wasted, nothing meaningless. So next time pain visits, ask, what is this verse teaching me? What attribute of God is being unveiled? Clarity transforms confusion into recognition. The cosmos becomes a classroom, and every moment a lesson. How do you begin your day? With worry or with unveiling? Ibn Arabi suggested starting with silence after prayer. Imagine the day already written by divine handwriting. Instead of rushing to control it, read it as a verse unfolding. For example, if a meeting awaits, don't see it as a burden. See it as a page in the book of your life. Approach it with openness, asking, what guidance is hidden here? A calm beginning changes the entire flow of the day. The compass steadies, the mirror shines, and the labyrinth loosens. When conflict comes, how do you see it? Every encounter is a mirror. The harsh colleague, the jealous friend, the impatient driver. Each reflects a trait within you. Instead of reacting blindly, pause and ask, what part of me is being polished? Ibn Arabi's students practiced this daily. One learned that his anger was not his enemy's fault, but his own mirror. Modern science agrees. Emotional contagion shows how your state affects others. Calm presence cools tension. Your clarity shifts the room. As night falls, how do you close your day? Ibn Arabi advised seekers to review their actions, not in terms of success or failure, but in terms of divine qualities embodied. Did you reflect patience? Did mercy bloom in you? This practice moves you closer to Insan al-Kamil, the perfected human who reflects divine attributes. Gratitude transforms even mistakes into blossoms of learning. Science echoes this. Repeated reflection rewires the brain. Gratitude strengthens joy, resilience, and peace. End your day as you began it, in clarity, not confusion. So what happens when you live with these three keys? Clarity is not magic that bends the world. It is soil work. It transforms you from within, and that inner bloom spreads outward. One clear heart softens a family. One peaceful presence cools a workplace. The fragrance of your blossoms becomes contagious. But beware. If you seek clarity only for pride or advantage, you plant thorns instead of flowers. Ibn Arabi warned that true clarity is born of sincerity. Science affirms this too. Neuroplasticity shows that repeated practices grow new mental pathways. Emotional contagion proves your clarity can ripple through entire groups. So begin today.